Hello everyone, welcome back. We got a trade to discuss. The Bruins and Senators have talked about a deal, sending Linus Ullmark to the Ottawa Senators. We'll go to all of that coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the Intent Hockey channel. Before we get into this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. Thank all of your support. We're never able to this of you guys, so if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below, and don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section below so we can discuss in this video. Now, just mere minutes before the Stanley Cup Finals started, we had a trade announced. It's quite surprising we had a trade of this magnitude so close to the start of the Stanley Cup Final Game 7, but we did have one, and it's an interesting one. The trade is as follows. The Ottawa Senators have acquired Linus Ullmark from the Boston Bruins in exchange for Joonas Korpisalo with 25% or $1 million of his contract retained, so for the next 4 seasons at $3 million. Mark Kastelic, and a 2024 first round pick, which is originally Boston's, number 25 overall in this upcoming draft. So we'll start with the Ottawa Senators. This is, in my opinion, is a masterclass of a deal by GM Steve Staios. For the Senators, they're able to offload Korpisalo, who did not work out overly well last year, and that contract still, I think, had 4 more years left, if I'm correct. So that was a bad contract that they signed. They offload most of that contract. They're able to move on from Castell, whose name has been mentioned in trade talks, who is a solid fourth-line center, but probably not someone who's going to be there long-term for the Ottawa Senators. And they do move their extra 2024 first-round pick, which is number 25 overall, and they get Ullmark. This is a fantastic pickup there for Ottawa. Ullmark is 2 seasons removed from being the Vezina Trophy winner. Ullmark last year had a 2.58 GAA and a 915 save percentage in 40 games. Also had a 3.90 GAA and an 886 save percentage in 2 playoff games. But he was fantastic the year prior, putting up 49 games played, had a 1.89 GAA and a 938 save percentage. A lot worse in the playoffs when the Bruins wound up being eliminated, but that was a fantastic piece of work there to get Ullmark. Now, there was some talk earlier on that the Senators wanted an extension as part of this deal. It never did happen, so Ullmark will not be signing an extension, at least at this point, with the Ottawa Senators, but there was some talk about potentially having an extension that could happen, and he can't officially sign an extension until July 1st, so we'll have to wait and see on if the first few weeks of July Ullmark does wind up signing his extension with Ottawa, or if he just is going to play 1 year in Ottawa and then maybe test for agency next year. We'll have to wait and see. But for the Senators, they're able to get a solid starting goaltender in Ullmark, who could potentially work with Forsberg as their backup, and they don't even give up too much cap space again, so they still have some cap space to work around the edges and try and continue to add and improve this roster. So they also don't give up Chychrun, which was a guy who a lot of people were speculating was going to have to be included in this deal, and so this is a brilliant move for Senators. They only moved their lower end of the 2 first-round picks, a solid fourth-line center, and the bad contract of Korpisalo to get Ullmark. It's just a brilliant move for the Senators. They now have their starting-level goaltender for next year. Does a starting-level goaltender of Ullmark's caliber put the Senators into the playoffs next year after only missing out by, I think it was like a handful of points this year, as well as last year? I think that's quite a possibility. Ullmark's a really good goaltender, and even if it's just for 1 year, it could get the Senators over the hump to get back to the playoffs. So this is a fantastic move by the Ottawa Senators to get Ullmark from Boston. You know, from the Boston Bruins side, I know a lot of Bruins fans are not going to be happy with this return. It's very little compared to what a lot of people were expecting the Bruins and Senators to be talking about, with Chychrun potentially being involved, or maybe the 7th overall pick, and instead it's not as much as they would have probably liked. So in the return, the Bruins get 3 pieces for Linus Ullmark. First, let's start with the young player they got in return, and that's Mark Kastelic. Kastelic is a center/right winger. He was a 2019 5th-round pick of the Ottawa Senators. He's a decent 4th-line center in Ottawa, so he'll probably be a solid 4th-line, maybe spare forward for the Bruins. He's entering a final year of a 2-year, $175,000 deal. His qualifying offer is $913,000. He's going to be an RFA next year. Kastelic, this past year, played his entire season with Ottawa, putting up 5 goals and 10 points in 63 NHL games. Last year, had a career-high 7 goals and 11 points in 65 NHL games, and also had a goal and 5 points in 7 AHL games. So Kastelic looked pretty good, and I think in a Boston Bruins team that's known for being physical and tough, Kastelic should fit right in to the sort of style of play that the Boston Bruins play. So he should be a fantastic bottom 6 forward, and he's on the younger side, so he could be a really good stepping stone for the Boston Bruins to fit in that bottom 6. Sort of, in my opinion, like a Trent Frederick type of player who could really fit in well in that team on their bottom 6. They also get Korpisalo, who last year not having an overly great season, signed last offseason in Ottawa on a 5-year deal with AAV of $4 million, following a season where he played in 39 games with the Kings and the Jackets. He had a 3.17 GAA and a 913 save percentage in 28 games with Columbus, but then had a 2.13 GAA and 921 save percentage in 11 games with LA. Looked fantastic, so the Sens signed him to a long-term deal. It never worked out. This past year had 55 games of NHL action, putting up a 3.27 GAA and an .390 save percentage, so well below average for the Korpisalo, and he did not work overly well in Ottawa. So he's going to Boston. He's gets $1 million of his contract retained, so the Bruins get him for the next 4 seasons at $3 million, which isn't overly bad if he can find his game from last year when he was with LA and Columbus. So it's a decent trade for the Bruins. This is a lot less than what Ullmark is making, $2 million less, so he should be a solid backup there for the Bruins, and this will allow him to free up some cap space to sign Jeremy Swayman. So that's a pretty good move in my opinion for the Bruins. And now Swayman's the guy. He's going to be a starter with Korpisalo being the backup, so that's a pretty good move there for the Bruins in order to get Korpisalo. And they also get their 2024 first round pick back. They moved that pick not last trade deadline but the deadline prior to Detroit to get Tyler Bertuzzi. The Wings moved that pick over to Ottawa last offseason to get Alex DeBrincat, and now the Senators have moved it back to Boston. So the Bruins will be picking, if they keep this pick and don't flip it somewhere else before the draft, 25th overall in this upcoming draft. So it's a pretty decent trade for the Bruins. They get the 25th overall pick, they get a young player who can definitely fit in their bottom 6, and they get a solid backup goaltender in Korpisalo who's going to be signed for the next couple of seasons, who can definitely be a solid backup behind Swayman. So this is a decent move for both sides. The Bruins are able to offload Ullmark and don't risk him walking free agency and free up some cap space to sign Swayman. The Senators are able to move off from a bad Korpisalo contract and also move off a couple of other good pieces in order to get Linus Ullmark, who's going to fit in extremely well with Ottawa and give them that starting level goaltender potential they really do need. So in my opinion, this is a win all the way for Ottawa. This is a massive W for the Senators, being able to acquire Ullmark from Boston and not giving up anything like Chikrin or the 7th overall pick. So it's a win all the way for the Senators. And for the Bruins, this is a decent return, but not something that the Bruins fans would overly love. So definitely, let's hear your thoughts on this trade down in the comment section below. Did the Senators win? Did the Bruins win? Or is it a win-win deal? Love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of this down in the comment section below. Sounds there's going to be a lot more trades coming over the next few days after the Stanley Cup final finishes. So we'll probably be back with a lot more news. We've got some rumors to talk about over the next couple of days too, so we'll do videos on that. So don't forget to stay tuned on this YouTube channel. Plus, we also got the live draft video at 4 p.m. Pacific time on Friday and at 8:30 in the morning on Saturday. We've got a couple of live draft videos. Plus, we also got one coming on Monday with the free agency video. So, love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of that down in the comment section. That's what I want to talk about for today. Remember to like this video, and if you like to subscribe down below. Thank you for your support when I do this with you guys. So, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below. Don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section below so someone else discuss today's video. I also have a blog talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that. So, check that out. Leave a link in the description below. And I can't wait to see you guys all for the next video. See you guys soon.